Right. Oh, look, it started. Right. Let's find the video. Gosh, it's cold. Oh, look at that. How easy is that today? Yes, I'm wearing a jacket. It was 7 degrees here this morning in the subtropics. Right. Come on, focus. It's right on one. Let me just check what it looks like on YouTube. Oh, come on, Facebook. Let's see what it looks like on YouTube. Clear as crystal on YouTube. What the who? Let's copy that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to chuck in here the YouTube link for anyone that is struggling on Facebook with that. Crystal clear on YouTube. Fuzzy as all on Facebook. Let's see if it was just my iPad. I think it was just my iPad. Look at that. That looks better. Butter. I just refreshed it and then pressed play again. Hello, Di. How are you? Oh my gosh, it's cold, isn't it? Holy dooly, it's freezing. Okay. So usually before Scrapbooks week, what I do is I go through and I find a way to, be organized. This is what I've taught with recently, my leftovers. This was a recent class. And I've got some traveler's journal because we had our retreat on the weekend. Well, the first part of our retreat on the weekend. So I've got traveler's journal. I've got some cutest garden because I love it. What's that? That's an empty packet. It's a bit of tape. Found a little bit of tapey stuff in my pocket yesterday. Oh, I found a piece of white card. Hello, Dee. How are you? If you missed Naomi John's class last night, this is what she did with our new cottage garden doors. I think she used the other 6 doors to a sheet. So we got there's 12 doors in total. So we've got 12 to a sheet. So there's one lot with 12 to a sheet. There's 2 different ones with 6 to a sheet. Oh, no, she must have used a 4. And then there's 3 that have got 4 to a sheet. And then there's 6 with 2 to a sheet. And if people want it, we will do them singly on a sheet. I might do that in any case because I don't have to actually manufacture them. Unless people buy them. So if they're not popular, I don't actually have to manufacture them if I don't get around to it. So they're pretty cool. Oh, look, I just found another leaf over there. So that's what she did. She's not the greatest fan of using red, but she's good at it. So I found a piece of white cardstock in the pile. And I'm thinking I'm going to do a card. Well, I was a bit lost because I usually have a set, set things to use. And what today is that I've got I can use anything I want from my Scrapbox. So I was feeling a little daunted. So what I did was I went back through my old classes and I was looking in 2016. They would be nice as colour cuts. Yes, Di, they're going to be colour cuts. I just got to get them into the colour cut program and get them that they work. But yes, they will be colour cuts. I don't know if they'll be 1 pack or several different packs. I don't know. Hello, Christy. Hello, Pam. But yeah, so I found this card that I did in 2016. It's a little interesting. Someone asked for a trifold card, I think last week. Was that you, Christy, that asked for that? I can't remember who asked. A trifold card last week, and I thought, I don't know if we've taught this. Don't know if I've taught this class since we've been doing online classes, but I thought, what the who? Let's have a go at it. Yep. It has got triangles. That was you. Well, it's kind of not a trifold card, but not a trifold card. Now that makes no sense at all. So yeah. But now I'm going to decide what I'm going to use. So, what have we got here? We've got lots of stuff in here. I do like the teal. The clock would be nice. We could do, usually we do a lot of masculine stuff Scrapbox week, but we could use some of the clocks because I've only used one off the sheet. And then I've got this bicycle. I've got a lot of gauze. I might have to use gauze. I thought I had 2 bicycles. I've got one from the weekend, but I had another bicycle left over from something else. I'm sure I saw another bicycle this morning when I was having a bit of a rummage. What's that word? Crazy. Maybe not. Curiosity. Wonderland. Yep. See, I could just, work it out forever. Maybe not crazy with a clock. Curious. We didn't use the dream catcher. Oh no, that's a dud one. Oh, that's a prototype product. You can't see that. That's not meant to be in here. So let's definitely use some gauze and probably some stringy stuff. And then got lots of boho stuff. What's that? Momentum? Maybe. What else have I got in here? Memorable. That's not a bad word. Oh, I got a little bike. That's a surprise. Maybe not surprised. Maybe we'll use a little bike. Don't even know what it's from. And some clocks. Let's go down a bit of a vintage, but not be too brown. My original was pale blue, grey, white, brown, and dark green. This colour. Oh, this is looking a little, still looking a little brown, isn't it? I'm on that. Or maybe we could use the blue, the pink and the blue. Oh, we need some leaves. Let's put them over here. Oh no, let's not hide them. Let's put them there. Let's get rid of that. I really love the teal. What do we got? Pink and blue. Maybe we do use a little bit of brown. Yeah, I know I'm meant to be using Scrapbox, but I do love that purple. Oh, look, there's a scrap of white instead of cutting a full sheet. Maybe. You know, it needs actually a few pieces to go with. Oh, look, he's put it up. Hello, Mary. Love the clocks. What collection are these from? Steampunk and Feathers. they are from. Hello, Sandy. How are you? So Steampunk and Feathers is one of our, like, smaller kind of, not a full collection, but a part thereof. Let's have a quick look in here. I'm just looking in the tub of shame. So it's a tub that I cart backwards and forwards to work with bits and pieces in, like projects. I've still got a photograph and, you know, the occasional colour cut. No colour cuts. I'm going to have to put that tub out. Plastic. No, we don't want that. Okay, let's put that there. And we're going to get rid of the full piece of white because we found a part piece of white. Right. Let's get the trimmer. Oh, cold. So we're going to cut a 6 by 12 inch piece. And that is not straight. That's not straight. So we're going to cut a 6 by 12. Right. And we're going to do our scoring first. Just not right, just all the way down. Rightio. So we have a 6 by 12. Oh, cold. So we're going to score it at 3 inches. Oh, hello, Mel. Hello, Diana. Sorry, they're over on the tube. So we're going to score at 3 inches. And 4.5. Right? Then we're going to turn it around and do the same thing again. We're going to score at 3 and 4.5. So you only have to remember 2 measurements there. You don't have to remember 4, and you're not remembering like 7.5 and 9. You're remembering 3 and 4.5. So just 2 measurements. So then, how to explain? Rightio. So what we're going to do then is we're going to get a pencil and a ruler. I'm going to be very light-handed, okay? And we're going to come in on each long edge from each end 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, turn it around, 1.5 inches, and 1.5 inches, right? Was there a kit for Saturday nights? There will be, Christy, because Naomi and I were having a discussion just before. I saw your email. I went, oh, I need to check on this before I answer. I couldn't find it. And then I was on the phone to Naomi and I said, did you make that kit you were telling me you were making? And she goes, oh, I haven't finished it. So she's going to finish it today. One of us will finish it today, Christy. I am so sorry. We didn't even realise. We're atrocious. Just get a little too busy sometimes, hey? So what we're doing is we're coming in and we're just doing a very light mark at 1.5 inches. And, you know, with my T ruler, I can just come along and go 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. So we're going to do some diagonal scoring. I know. This is a pretty cool card. Let me just say, it is pretty cool. Okie doke. But we do, yeah, I'm going to show you when we do it. I'm going to actually cut the wrong bits. I'll cut what you would think to cut, and then you'll see, you know, what I'm on with. Actually, I've missed one measurement. We also need to find the halfway mark on each length, right? But the easy thing to do there, I just don't want to place a million separate orders and annoy. Oh no annoyance, Christy. Hello, Kathy. How are you? So why we do things the way we do, Christy, is so that you can, like, okay, so you've got 5 minutes in the car while you're sitting in the car park at dancing, and you're going, oh, I'm just going to have a look at those couple of things I needed to finish the project I was working on last night. And you can just order 2 things. And then you go the next day, you do a bit of crafting that night. And then the next day you're sitting at soccer and you go, oh, I just need one more thing to finish that project from last night. And you can order that one thing. So the way we have it set up is that you can just order little, and then we post it when you hit 150 or when you pay postage. And it just makes it really flexible. We would like life to be flexible for everybody. So never worry about doing too many orders. So we're going to find our halfway point. Now, I could say come down 3 inches, but sometimes I don't cut perfect. So I find finding the halfway point is easier if I've not cut perfect. Or if I just don't want to work it out. So this end is just like a hair's breadth narrower than the other end, but all I'm doing is finding the halfway point. So now we need that halfway point marked. On this score line. So it's this one. So when you come from an end, it's the first one you come to coming in. So just this first score line, not the middle 2, it's the outer 2 score lines. So we're going to line up our ruler, and sorry if I put my head in the way. Line our ruler up with our marks. And we're going to be very light-handed. Very, because we want to be able to rub it out. But that's actually not what we're going to line up against. But that's just kind of a little bit of a check and balance to make sure, yep, I've got myself in the right position. I know exactly where I'm going to go. So now, and I know this seems really, really complex, but once you go to make it yourself, you'll go, okay, zip, and away I go. So we're going to score from this 1.5 inch in from the end mark down to the bottom edge of this inside score one, not the outside one, the inside score line. So from the top at this 1.5 in down to the inside one there. I'll show you. And this is why I have my 6 inch mark on my scoreboard coloured with pencil. So I can line the top up with my 6 inch mark and the bottom up. And I can do like any odd measurement like this. So now I'm, and I know I've got it right because I've gone through little mark we just did. You know how we did our little halfway mark? I've gone through that, so I know I've got it right. So now I'm going to do from the 1.5 in up to the inner score line, which was our, when we originally did it, they were our 4.5s. I think Kathy might have done this class with me. So it looks a little bit dog's breakfasty. We've got a lot of lines and it looks like it could be a disaster at this point in time because there's a lot of score lines there and they do look, I don't know if you can see them on the video, they do look quite, yeah. So I'm going to do the same here. We're going to go from our 1.5 in down on the diagonal to our inner line, inner score line. And yep, I've gone through my one there and I'm going to do the same here. My 1.5 in down to on the diagonal to my inner one, and I've crossed over at the same point there, and it's pretty yeah, looks like a bit like a road map of score lines right now. I'm just going to open up the new eraser. My kids just, yeah, let's not go there. So I'm going to rub out my pencil lines, my little pencil marks. Okay, we can't get these Staedtler ones anymore. You can get them from Big W or Officeworks. One thing you do need to invest in is a really good eraser. We used to get them. And you know, if you've got to pay $5 or $6 for a really good one of these, so that's how much they sometimes are. Yeah. Also good is the white packet with the blue writing, but these erasers are the bomb. Like, honestly, you can't go wrong when you've got a really decent eraser. They make a huge difference. Oh, I'm on the tube. Facebook is glitching, says Di. It's late getting home, taking Nina to school. So watching, having breakfast. It's freezing today. Yep, Mel, it's freezing everywhere, I think. It was, what was it in Wagga Wagga? -3 this morning in Wagga Wagga. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold every line. So I'm going along and I'm folding every line, right? I'm just making sure that I go along and I'm folding every line, right? So these two inside ones are going to be valleys. Like this, they're going to be valleys. And then this long one through here. So our straight up and downs are actually going to be valleys. So they're going to go down. So what we're going to do is we're just going to manipulate it as best we can. Down. And it's going to be go down, go down, go down, like that. Oop. And that's what we're going to end up with. And this is a 6x6 card. So let's come along and make sure they're straight. we're going to make, do have to make sure you know, whatever you're using, whether it's the back of a bread and butter knife, make sure it's not got peanut butter on it or something, or you're using, you know, like a bone folder like I am. Unfortunately, making memories don't exist anymore. Make sure it's clean. Sometimes I'm not, mine isn't. So see how I'm doing the whole way through, because these diagonal ones are pointing upwards, so they're mountains. And then once we've done that, we do get a kind of done a bad thing there. Right. I've kind of bent it there. It's okay. There we go. Beautiful. You might get a little bit of glitchiness in your corner here, but that's okay. Rightio. And then when it stands like that. Rightio. It reminds me of our reverse chicken beak card. What was that? There was Beautiful Family. We did a card and we ended up calling it a reverse chicken beak card. I still, when I see it on display at work, go, oh, that's a reverse chicken beak card. Rightio. So, when we cut, okay, so these guys are going to be 1.5 inches by 3 inches, right? We know that space is 1.5 inches by 3 inches. I want to show you what happens when you cut a piece to go on there. Now, don't cut these bits. Find something to cut it out of. That's going to show up. This will show up. Rightio. So they're 1.5 inches by 3 inches. So the inclination is going to be to cut the piece. Geez, I've bangled this up. I'm just going to cut it here. This one's quite bangled. Got bangled at work. So 1.5 inches by 3 inches. It's going to be to cut it 1.25 inches by 2 3/4, right? And then to cut that on the diagonal, got to measure 10 times and cut once. So to cut that on the diagonal. So when you do that, you get a really fine little border. So it's a really fine border. And I'll show you inside here. So what this is a 6x3 piece. So if we cut a Jesus is tangled, isn't it? So say we cut a 5 3/4. So we're going to come in the quarter, 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. I want to show you the difference in the border. So we get that size border on a rectangle when we come in 1/4 inch. Whereas on a triangle, when we come in 1/4 inch, we get the half the distance. So when you want this same border, you have to come in 3/8. Does that make sense? You might need to listen to this 3 or 4 times. So when you come in the 1/4 inch, you're not going to get 1/8 all the way around. You're actually only going to get a 1/16 the whole way around. And it's all to do with the angle. So it just depends. Like if you really want it to be exact, you could, you know, come in the 3/8. But what I've done with this card is I've actually made a smaller mat, come in a smaller amount on my outer mat on the solid piece, on this solid piece, so then it doesn't matter about my angles, because coming in 3/8 is a little bit tricky sometimes. But yeah, when you go to cut a piece for a triangle, you've just got to remember that when you come in the quarter, you're not going to get your normal frame around it. You're going to get a slightly smaller frame around it, and it's sort of it halts a lot of people because they go, okay, but my triangles didn't work, because you're up the top and you're going, okay, it should be like that, but it's not. But it's because we've cut our triangle on an angle to make it. So this one doesn't go here, it'll go here. So when you make them, you're actually going to be making the two matches, or you're going to make these two, and then you've got to cut on the opposite angle to make these two. So just make sure you've got a little bit of extra paper. Okay, let's get rid of the green. Okie doke. Let's work out what we're going to put on this. So I want clocks. Where did our clocks go? I want clocks. And will memorable fit? Probably not. Our bicycle will. Memorable won't fit. That's a bit of a bugger. So a print like this could be tricky. It's not so bad. You've just got to make sure you cut all your bits the same. I would probably try and have the timber going across, but it could look a little odd when they're all mishmash. Whereas a print like this, or let's have a look. This glitter, the stucco, the Hessian, it might be too directional. It could get a little bit, you know, like stressful when it doesn't match. Matchy. But if we're going to use the clocks and do a vintage thing, where are we? Those flowers, they sort of go with that glitter, so we could chuck that glitter in and then fling in a couple of leaves. We might be getting rid of those. Let's ditch that, unless we put that on there to bring in the blue, but maybe not. Maybe we could try and make that work. What do you think if we try and make that work? I do have my leftovers. These IKEA tubs are great, by the way. From I think I've got other purple flowers in here, maybe. This is from the Little People Super Weekend. Oh, look, I found a heart. having a little bit of a rummage here. I think we try, and I found a bigger piece of that. I think we try and do the pink and the purple. And then we do like, I think I missed out on my teal, didn't I? I like teal. And another heart. Right. Add a bit of purple. I don't have to hack up a whole sheet. That purple is like gold. We are going to run out of this purple, I reckon. A bit of white card. Or maybe a bit of white card that I hacked out of the middle or something. That would be better. We order a lot of white cardstock. I don't know if the TNT guy was happy yesterday when he had to deliver 1,000 sheets of white card. They seem to feel like they're badly done by when they have to deliver a lot of stuff. You know, big bulk packages of stuff. Memorable. Will that fit? Nope. Nope. Of course it won't. Cabin Fever would fit, but I don't think it's a Cabin Fever kind of card. Luscious. Not sure we're going for Luscious. Serene. Or actually I shouldn't be showing you those because Treasure. Let's do Treasure. Rightio. Let's do purple and pink with some green leaves, and I'm not sure about this one here. But let's do pink glitter in our triangles in here. And do purple for our mats. And then what we'll do is we'll do something on the front here and here. And here, that's a bit lighter. Maybe we might use the timber. But if we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it so it comes the whole way through. Okay, as you say, measure lots before you cut. Yes. Measure, measure, measure. Isn't that how it goes? Rightio. Now I probably need to get my butt into gear because I do have a doctor's appointment at 12 o'clock. It's just to get my blood pressure medication renewed. So, prescription. Rightio. So let's do these triangles, these easy ones, these 8 little ones. So they're 2 3/4 inches. By 1 1/4 inches. So, okay, we'll start at 12 inches. Let's make it easy on ourselves. And we're going to come back to 10 3/4. So we're going to keep coming back 1 1/4 inches at a time. So we've got 1. Come back 1 inch and then 1/4. 2. Need 4 of these. Come back 1 inch and then 1/4. 3. Inch and then 1/4. Quentin's stepdad is having, they actually think they're not going to do a stint today. They're thinking they're going to do a valve, but I'm pretty sure they're just going to decide when they get there. So we need 2 to cut like top left to bottom right, and then 2 to cut top right to bottom left. So otherwise they'll all be going in the same angle. So we need 2 from top left to bottom right. So we'll do these 2 first. Do you think we're going to distress, or we're just going to leave it plain? So top left to bottom right. And then top right to bottom left. Top right, bottom left. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So tonight at 6:45, we're doing top right, bottom left. We're doing here. Well, that's not what we're doing at 6:45 tonight. Tonight at 6:45, we're going to talk about pop-up shops in our Let's Talk session. You guys have loved our Let's Talk sessions. They've actually been one of our most popular videos lately. We're going to stick these on. I don't think we're going to distress. I think that would just add too much stress. It probably would have been a good idea when I had these as little rectangles to put tape on the back, and then when I cut them, all I do is peel the tape off. Now I've got to get tape on these weird little shapes. So a lot of people are asking lots of questions about our pop-up shops, how they work, what they do, you know, like, do you have to come and crop? Do you have to pay money to shop? Because I know sometimes some things you have to pay money to shop at events, you know, event shopping thing. Well, you don't. It's free to come and shop at our pop-up shop. Why we do them, where we're doing them. So there's lots and lots of questions we're getting emailed and messaged. So we thought we'd do a Let's Talk about it. And then you guys can ask all the questions you want. And we're taking suggestions on places to go. Townsville's definitely on the cards. We'll apparently we're able to have a pop-up shop on the cruise we're going on. Not a huge pop-up shop, but we'll have a little bit of a pop-up shop when we go to New Zealand next year on the cruise. Rightio. So let's sort our pieces out into how they would go. So I'm going to go there. That's a match. So if we sort them out, we have a better chance of getting it right. Whoops. Let's bring our card down here. So when the tape overhangs, all I do is I just roll it back in past the edge. Back in so it's not outside the boundary of my piece of paper. And we want an even border on all 4 sides as best we can. So this will bring strength to our little card. And the reason why we use tape is that we can pull it up, and good tape. Yeah, I think that's right. Crud-a-majig, we're at the 45-minute mark and I've done next to nothing. It's always the way, isn't it? So triangles aren't an exact science. Okay, I'm going to do the bottom and then I'm going to do the top. At this point, top and bottom are exactly the same. So top and bottom are going to remain the same for quite some time during this card, which is a bit of a blessing. I like cards where top and bottom remain the same most of the way through, because then I can decide which bit I have made the biggest mozza of, and that's the bottom. Yeah. Don't know what that is. Who knows? Turn around. Turn these around. Rightio. So it's already got a little bit of a bit more polish to our card. I don't know if I have done this on a video. Sorry if I have. Then again, different people watch the videos all the time. I made a mistake the other week by saying that Sunny Days is our last retreat for the year. It is our last in-person retreat for the year, but we are meant to have a virtual retreat in December, mid-December. I've got all about it. I walk past it when I walk out of my office at work every day, like continuously, hundreds of times a day. I walk past it. We've now moved it. It was on the fridge in the kitchen, but at work. But now it's on the wall as I walk out of my office. We were contemplating rerunning a past retreat theme. Yes, we don't do reruns, but we did contemplate it, and then we realised we possibly could. We're not going to at this point in time. We possibly could, because there's only about 5 people that did that retreat that still do retreats. Because people change and come and go. But yeah, I don't know what we'll do. Open to suggestions. We're thinking maybe we could do a traditional Christmas. We don't do traditional Christmas around here, but all around at Scrapbook Fantasies. Could probably put a touch of glue under those points. So let's do a test drive. That's always a problem. There we go. Can't see it. Can see it. Okay, let's do these two. Okay, so these are going to be 5 3/4 by 1 1/4. So this point here is quite blunt. We know that. So let's just cut them, and then we'll have a look at the Achilles heel of it all. So if we crop this at 1 1/2, so we've done our 5 3/4. Crop it at 1 1/2. Then we just cut it in half. Rightio. It's a bit of a skinny strip, hey? So then what we need to do is we need to find the halfway point along the long edge. So let's get our centering ruler out. So this is a little bit of a snap kind of a measurement. Snap being a polite way of saying it. So centering ruler is much easier with this because it's a different measurement. So we're going to find the halfway mark, and I'm doing it on the back so I don't have to rub out my pencil lines. So it's actually 2 7/8 from the end, the center. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut from this point here on the diagonal to that point there. Don't line up with the middle of your line. Line up where your center point intersects the edge. So this is a bit of a complex card, isn't it? So we're going to line up the top left point with where our center line intersects our edge. Right there. And then we're going to make the same identical cut back in the other direction. Now, might not be perfect. Line it up 10 times, cut it once. Line it up 10 times, cut it once. So we're going to make this. And then it's going to go in there. And it's got a scary sort of border around it. But it's, you know, it just doesn't look like it's on the right angle. Hoo-ha, have I done? What have you done, Elisa? Okay, don't cut that. I'm just going to try something. Just bear with me. I'm actually going to try. I think I've made a mistake. Don't cut that last piece. Just quite haven't quite got the angle right. I'm going to take the trimmer up while I do this. Don't look at the back. Do not look at the back. This is a whole different piece of geometry, cutting this piece. Just so you know, those of you that hated geometry at school, I'm not going to explain why. I love math. No, still not working. You know what? Sometimes things don't work. Sometimes yeah, all I'm doing is feeding my Scrapbox. Just got to get the angle deep enough. finally, right. So when we get this right, we need to write this one in stone. You're all just probably all tuned out. So we're not multi-streaming this, like we're on YouTube and in the Creative Family group, but we can't put it in multiple groups anymore. Facebook have blocked the ability to be able to do that. Nope. No. We're just going to go with okay. Five and 3/8. 5. And 3/8. I'm just going to try something. Last one. This actually doesn't meet any geometric rules. We really need a centering ruler for this one. Wow. Got it. Okay. Let's stick it on before I lose it with all the other triangles. So our piece for in here does not meet any geometric rule. Oh, it probably does. It's probably a broken rule. So we need this piece to be 5 and 3/8 by 1 and 3/8 to get the angle right. Yeah, I know. I get it. It's times like this where, you know, this is a lesson in perseverance, everyone. So 5 3/8 by 1 3/8. Look at that. Close to perfection. So what are we doing? 5 3/8. So halfway between 5 1/4 and 5 1/2, and 1 3/8, which is halfway between 1 1/4 and 1 1/2. So 5 3/8 by 1 3/8. Hello, Helen. How are you? You've missed my debacle. And then you do need a centering ruler because it's like the measurements are 16th. So 5 3/8 by 1 3/8. And we need 2 of those. And we're going to cut from the outer corner here to our halfway mark. And my scrapbox is now full of little triangles of pink glitter. Well, not little triangles, but triangles of pink glitter. So 5 3/8 by 1 3/8. And I should have put tape on it before I cut it, shouldn't I? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So I've got 2 of those. Holy dooly, and I don't want to cut that piece again. I actually don't think I have taught this one on a video before. I don't think I would have been that crazy. Oh dear. Oh, I should be right. I know. Bit of a cray-cray moment. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Deary, deary me. Okay. So we found some purple, didn't we? I just don't think it's big enough. Okay. Oh. So we need to cut from our purple. We need it to be, we're going to do a tiny border. So we're going to do five 7/8 high. So the one in the middle is going to be 2 7/8. So halfway between 2 3/4 and 3. Yep. We're on the 8s bandwagon. Let's just stick with it. So then right, let's cut 3 of those. I quite possibly could be wrong here. I'm actually going to cut a 4th to practice on. No, you haven't. Yeah. Now we know why. I've got a 4th one to practice on. the back, we're going to find the halfway mark. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. And then at the top and the bottom, oh, dearie me, we're going to come in 1 3/8 at the top and the bottom from the same edge. So I'm going to do this left end edge. It doesn't matter. They're going to be the, you know, like you're going to make both pieces the same because they're interchangeable upside down. So we're going to come in 1 3/8. So halfway between a 1 1/2 and 1 1/4, 1 1/4 and 1 1/2. So we're going to cut from that point where it intersects the edge to the halfway mark. So this is my practice piece. Because I'm not feeling confident in my own brain right now, my own ability to work out a geometric card. Feeling a little bit like I'm going to get this wrong. And I got it right. Right. So we do it again. Remember, we cut 3 pieces that are 5 7/8 by 2 7/8. So we're going to find the halfway mark on a long edge. And top and bottom on the short edges, we're going to come across 1 3/8, so halfway between 1 1/4 and 1 1/2. Now you're going to have to watch this video maybe a couple of times unless you're a mathematical savant, which I'm not. I love math, but yeah, there's no way I wanted to be a high school math teacher, but I'd be an art teacher if I didn't have to follow the curriculum, if I could just do my own thing. And then we're going to cut from those marked points, the halfway mark on the long edge, and then because we came in 1 3/8 this way. We're getting there. So let's get our piece of paper 2, which is our wood, and let's come down 5 3/4. Still got a paint chipboard. And then let's do a 2 3/4 3 times. A 5 3/4 by 2 3/4 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So one's going to go in the middle. Beautiful. See, I didn't even make a practice one this time. And that could end badly. Yeah, let's go. So let's find the halfway mark on a long edge. I'm an absolute mess. I need to clean up after we get this set done. So we're going to find the halfway mark on a long edge. And then on the opposite side, to that long edge. So that long edge is here, but over on this side, we're going to come in 1.25 inches at the top and the bottom. 1.25 inches from the edge. Line that up. 1.25 inches. Rightio. We're going to do one. We're going to test it. God, this was a crap card to teach. Oh, it's not a crap card. It's just a bit of a long-winded process, isn't it? I think there's a reason why I've only ever taught this card once. Right. Drum roll. Did it work? Yes, it did. My original card was distressed and inked. And do you know what? Oh, it's nearly perfect. It's close enough. Pretty close. Do you know why my original card was distressed and inked? Probably because these angles are a bugger. Halfway mark on a long edge. And then let's come across to the bottom of the other long edge and come across 1.25 inches. And then go to the top. Still on that opposite long edge to where we found the halfway. This is the kind of card that when you give it to people, they go, oh my gosh, how did you do that? That is awesome. Well, that's if they understand that it's, you know. Okay. Breathe in, craft out. Let's cut the middle out of all these mats. So the dark purple pieces, we're going to cut the middle out of because we still need to feed that scrap box that we're creating from, even though I cut into full sheets. Because my pieces of this purple are scroungy. So let's cut the middle out of them. Tape on the back of these. So we need to put somewhere in it to write, you know, to, from, and love you always. So that'll go on this piece. And I think we found another scrap of white that we could cut that out of. Put tape on the back of this, ready. We're not going to stick it on until we stick all our bits and bobs on it. I will make a kit for this. That's the thing with Scrapbox Week. We still make a kit for the card or and the page. Let's put tape on this. I'll be over tomorrow and have a haircut and shopping. Oh, tomorrow I have the chiropractor and a haircut. Oh dear. I mucked that up, didn't I? I've just worked out I've made a mistake. Okay, so when we do these pieces, they're going to go like that. That doesn't work. Can you see? Okay, let's roll the tape off that so it can go in the scrap box. So, interesting thing with our second piece, our second side with our angle cut out of it, it needs to be so that they actually work. So we cut a strip, we've got enough left. Right. So this was a 5 3/4. Let's cut a 2 3/4. Look at that. See what's dinner. Smarty. Right. So our halfway point needs to be, so we've got this one we've made here. It needs to be on this side. So this side here, so I'm holding it, I'm holding it, I'm holding it. Get my ruler and turning it. Let's just double check. Yep, needs to be here. So our halfway point, so we, and then that's, yep, if I cut to there, yep. Look at that. See? 1 1/4 inches. See, there was a place for me to make a mistake. 1 1/4 inches. And then let's be sort of super awesome and try something. Let's just put it across like that. So it's not a matter of it being right way up. No matter which way you turn it when we've got a directional print. So if you were to use like the leaves or the glitter or something for this piece, it's not going to really matter. So now when we put it together, it matches. See? Deary me. Who brung me? Gosh, we're nearly at an hour and a half. That's a problem with Scrapbox Week. I've got too much choice. And I haven't even painted my chipboard yet. And I've not even finished covering my base of my card. Dear, oh dear. But you can see that we do get a lot more in a Scrapbox Week sometimes. So other than Scrapbox Week, classes are in a group for each month. So I think I like the purple at the top, but not the blue. Like that. Do I like that at the top? Or I like that at the top? No, blue at the top. Rightio. Let's get a bit of tidy. Let's just look like I know what I'm doing. Even though it's obvious I don't. Let's just shove all that over there. We had 2 hearts. We did, didn't we? We had another one. Okay. This is just, yeah, beautiful to cut. So unlike a lot of other brands, our fussy cuts are, our A4 fussy cuts are actually pigment printed. Our older ones are not. The creature that used to print them has been retired because it's expensive and dodgy. A lot of companies just photocopy them, but we do not. But these are beautiful. Maybe there. Do we have some pink? Some white on some pink down there for our writing to go on. And then we've got like a purple flower already cut. Please tell me there's another purple flower. Yep. A couple of little blue flowers. So you will get these in your kit. I'll make like a custom fussy cut sheet that'll have some clocks and flowers and some leaves. So we're going to put like a blue. I think we put a blue over here. And you can see that I edit as I go and I turn the paper, not the scissors. And I don't use the point of the blade because it creates a bit of a, it'll create like a T intersection when you go right to the point. Right there. Has anyone got any questions? Is there any questions? Check the rest out later. Definitely up for the challenge. Have a great day. You too, Mary. I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge. This one. Bin. Where was that pink? Nice big pink one. It's like a blushy colour, this. I think I call it a rose colour. Rosy pink or something. So these are Peach Whimsy. It is from our Friends Forever Super Weekend earlier this year in March. but this colour was released for the class a couple of weeks ago with the clocks. Now, when we make custom kits, it's not like if you ordered a custom kit right now, we wouldn't post that today because we make our kits to order. Yep. Majority of our kits are all made to order. So, and we manufacture the chipboard and the titles and the color cuts and these fussy cut essentials and fussy cut all-rounders or whatever it is. Yep. Let's do another one. Oh, I really edited that, didn't I? We need another pink. Where did those pink flowers go? They're here. The bin, and let's get the leaves. Let's get these light green leaves. What colour are we going to paint our chipboard? Maybe we'll do our hearts in pink. What do we think? Paint our chipboard in gold. I'm going to cut all my leaves individually. So it's just like zoop. Zoop. That is reminding me I have a doctor's appointment in an hour. This may become a 2-part class because it takes 40 minutes to get to my doctor. We'll see how we go. I don't want to shortchange you all by not doing an awesome class. But if I've got to do it in 2 parts, I'm going to do it in 2 parts so that you don't miss out on the secret ingredient, so to speak. I don't edit bits out of my videos. So back in 2020 and 2021, we did actually edit our videos to fit them into the time frame, but the full version is here on the Creative Family group. So we're going to do like a 2.5 by 2.5 of this pink, 2.5 by 2.5 of the pink glitter, and then we're going to do like a 2 3/8, so halfway between 2 1/4 and 2.5 of white. So 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. It's only small. I think I've got about 20 minutes till he gets here. Oh, not those ones. So I don't cut the middle out of things with my fussy cutting scissors. I do nothing with my fussy cutting scissors that's going to stretch the pivot point. I always make sure that my fussy cutting scissors, I, you know, treat them with care. So let's stick that together. should probably get my watercolours out and paint my chipboard. And I'm thinking gold. So this middle bit really does need to be flat. Let's get that ready. Yep. So I've got my metallic watercolours. I've got some water. Oh, your card looks fantastic. Health first, craft after. Yep. Just got home from work. We'll have to watch later. So we've got this beautiful gold here. And let's add, then we'll add a touch of this like caramelly colour next to it. Right. Brush. And the caramel is going to sort of feed into the caramelly colour in our flowers in any case. So we'll start with gold. Just mix it up a bit. And I'm just going to be really quick. I'm not going to faff around too much. I just want to get a coat on there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get that on there, and then we're going to continue with prepping our card. Right, let's put that aside. So put some tape on our clocks. And tape on our clock here. Okay, so let's get some gauze. Let's, you know, cut a square of gauze. Yep. Don't use your fussy cutting scissors for this either. Okay, so I'm just gonna trash that. So I'm just going to pull that bit off, and we'll use it down there on that bit. Okay, so we've got a bit for there and a bit for over here. I am going to grab the heat tool out and heat my words and bicycle and hearts, word, I should say, word, and that there. Big clock there, little clock there. That goes in the middle. Oops, I gotta reach over. It's in there. Sorry, I'll just knock the video rig. Okay, let's put that there. Bring us back into square. That's butter. I usually wouldn't heat this in the tin because it makes the metal hot, but that's okay. We'll coat today. I'm trying not to rush. So we're going to put a second coat of gold, and now our water has nicely gotten into our gold watercolor. Make sure we don't have little bubbles over the bits of our E's and R's and that. And let's put it. My hand. Sorry, all you can see is my hand. Rightio, and then let's go out of the camera. I'm there. Rightio. We're back again. That was Quentin. Where are we going? We're painting our bicycle. Okay, let's give that a quick. So let's wash the brush, get this caramelly colour. That's sort of in our flowers. And let's just graze it across. And it sort of mixes the two. Oh, make sure I don't have any bubbles on our letters. Okay, so there's no gold anywhere else. So let's get our panels. Yep, we're just going to flick a little bit on here. Let's stick our little writing panel down the bottom here. We're not going to put it up the top. If we put our writing panel up the top up there, it would actually make our card fall over. So we're going to stick it down the bottom here. We're going to move our card base out of the way. And just a little bit more water in the gold. And then we're going to flick just a tiny bit of gold just here and up here. Bit of gold where we're going to go. Look at that. And then get our caramelly peach colour. There we go. So let's move them up here out of the way so they dry just a little. I don't really want to heat them. Let's just get the heat tool together. We might just need to heat our panels. Put that up there. I don't like to heat them. If you give them a little bit of heat, they'll start to dry. I'm just going to have to heat them. Okay, we'll make do now. I don't like heating them because it makes them bend like they have. Okay, so this is our big clock. And we know that our big clock goes over here. And I should have set this out on my mini design board, shouldn't I? So put our clock up here. And I've got a bit of gauze. I'm going to sit our bit of gauze there, soften things down, and then we've got our bicycle here. Okay. Oh, not that glue. That glue doesn't dry quick enough for what we're doing. I'm going to stick it fairly flat, I think. Oh, where are the leaves? Where have you gone, leaves? Here they are. At least stick one leaf on here. Oh, and I've made a mistake. I've got my bouquet too close to the edge. Okay, so let's curl this back and let's trim. I've got some Teflon scissors that are nice and sharp, and I keep Teflon scissors that are sharp specifically for sticky stuff. Right, there we go. Let's roll that off. Oh, I'm going to stick it there. I will roll that off to use to go into my fussy cuts. And we're going to put that there so it's sort of on a line on the timber. Let's hold that down. Then we've got our, where's our tiny bit of gauze? I lost it, didn't I? This bit goes here. Let's cut another tiny bit. He's not home yet, so I've got a little bit of time. Oops, there, bit of gauze. Then a blue flower. I'll tuck it here. And let's get a leaf so we remember our leaves. So we've at least got one leaf in each area. Okay. We've got our other clock. There. The majority of this card is really just getting all of those bits and bobs done with the pages, like getting your pages covered, like your areas of your card done. Some glue on our treasure word. This is my favourite part, is the putting all the bits on. And I'm just using the timber lines as a bit of a guide. I'm going to get my tea ruler. So I just know that I've got it just right. Okay, let's put some glue here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the rest of our leaves. And we're going to tuck leaves in and around. I've run out of leaves. Oh, I found a tiny bit of gauze. One. Two. I think that's enough. Okay, let's get our card. And because we added tape, I do love that timber paper. It is beautiful, isn't it, Pam? Because we added our tape earlier when we were prepping, we can just simply come along and peel, peel, peel. Oh, I don't know where Quentin is, but he should be here. Stick. It's one panel. Let's put the other end panel on. Look at that. So we don't have to add the tape while our bits and bobs are wet. Look at that. I love this colour combination. There is a lot of pink on it. But then the pink's about to make sense. Look at that. So that's closed. Yep, we can see our sentiment. So this is closed, and then this is open. And then it stands. Look at that. And when it stands, that's what it looks like. Amazing. This is a beautiful card. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Great. Thank you, Dee. So thank you all. There you go. I know it was a bit chaotic in there with the measurements, but like now you know how to do it, and now you have a video that you can come back and reference and go, okay, yep, I'm going to make this. It's going to be pretty shebango, but this is how I do it. And you can see we've combined different flowers from different collections. The purple ones are Wonderful Whimsy, and the others are Peach Whimsy. And then we've put it all together. And it's a little vintage, but a little modern, and it's very pretty. But when it goes in an envelope, it goes in like this. When it comes out, it starts to expandorate, but it doesn't go flat. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Di. So there we are. We're done. I've made a mess. I've made more scraps from my scrap box. But now you can see why we have a scrap box. and what you can do with your leftovers to combine them. I think all that paper comes from one collection. It is Cutest Garden. It says Cutest Farm. It's Cutest Garden. Trust me. That is my typo. My name is Alicia, and I make mistakes. I am fallible like everybody else, and I am human. And I have to realise that. So there we go. Don't forget to write your name on the back that you made it when you make this card. And I can't wait to see your take on this card. I really like that. Looks cool, doesn't it? Then when it opens, just a bit of pink. Yeah, love it. Love, love, love. So take care, stay safe. I've got to chop off to the doctors. My ride has not turned up yet. I'm getting a little concerned. We should be called the Late Shores, not the Red Shores. But that's only because of Quentin. So take care, stay safe. Love yous all, and can't wait to see your take on this card. See yous all soon. Bye.